Well, let's call the meeting to order. The
Important meeting.
October meeting of the Township Board. I'm going to call that to order, and let's have Trustee West lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Absolutely. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And I'll ask the clerk to call the roll.
Walter Donnet,
Present.
Township, Troy Tusana,
Here.
John West,
Present.
Lee Tracy.
Present. Clerk, the minutes will also reflect that our BATV videographer is with us again, and our Township Attorney Van Larson is present, and the Township Highway Commissioner Chris Long and our Township Assessor Tammy Cavanaugh are with us. I'd like to have a motion to approve the minutes of the September 14th meeting.
So moved.
I second.
It's been moved and seconded. Are there any questions, corrections, concerns about the minutes? If not,
Make the,
what's that?
did Donnet make the,
No, I think that Tusana moved and West seconded.
Okay.
No, I seconded.
Oh, you seconded.
Who moved?
West. West.
Thank you.
All righty. So clerk will call the roll on the approval of the minutes.
John West,
Yes.
Walt Donnet,
Having missed that meeting, I'm going to have to abstain.
Troy Tusana,
Yes.
Lee Tracy.
Yes. Next item on the agenda is the approval of bills. And before we do that, let me just make a couple comments. One, we have a new trustees handbook, and on page 27, you will see that if the money is there to pay the bills in the bank accounts, that's fine. And if there's a sufficient balance left in the appropriate fund and budget items to pay the bill, that's one of the criterias. And the other concern is whether or not it's a valid township expense, whether the materials or services have been received, and whether the check will match the billing account, which I'm sure it will. Let me also mention that just in terms of the checking accounts, all of the reconciliation summary that you have, as well as the actual bank statements, reveal what the ending balances are in the various checking accounts, all sufficient to pay the bills. And we also can see the budget balances, which also reflect that there's sufficient funds in the budget to pay the bills. I want to mention just two other things about finances, is that our tax revenue in September was $595,506 in the general fund and the road fund, and that we expect two more distributions in October of real estate tax from the county. The budgets are all in good shape. And at this point, we're actually halfway through the year, the fiscal year. At the end of September, it's the 6th month of the fiscal year. And so my sort of guide is if there's over half of the budget balances remaining, then we should be in good shape. And I want to point out that all of the budget balances are in excess of 50%, with the exception of Clark mosquito spraying, and we had one extra spraying and they're done. That the social service agreements have all been distributed, so we have used up all that budgeted money. And in terms of risk management, engineering, capital outlay, in the road funds, we've had some fairly significant projects going on, so that the budgets have been used up almost. Mental health, I want to just indicate that in October, we will distribute or send all of the entire levy for the Mental Health 708 Board. That being said, the trustees have had an opportunity to review the bills for payment, and so I'd like to have a motion to approve the payment of general fund bills. It actually is in the amount of $157,396.36, which is slightly more than what you received because there's an additional bill that came in today. So do I have a motion to pay the general fund bills in the amount of $157,396.36?
So moved.
Second?
Okay, moved by Tusana, seconded by Donnet. Is there any other discussion, questions, concerns about those general fund bills?
Nope.
Hearing none, clerk will call the roll on the payment of the general fund bills.
Tusana,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Donnet,
Yes.
Tracy.
Yes. The road and bridge fund bills are slightly more than you received by email, since we had a couple more bills today. So the total is $23,511.09. Is there a motion to approve the payment of the road fund bills?
So moved.
Moved by Donnet,
Second.
seconded by West. Any discussion, questions about the road fund bills? Hearing none, let's have the clerk call the roll on the payment of bills on the road fund.
Donnet,
Yes.
Tusana,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Tracy.
Yes. Next item on the agenda is the assessor's report.
Well, thank you for speaking on my behalf last month. Last month, we were working on appeals for people who filed assessment appeals, and we've had 52 filings altogether, so that's probably a record in the years I've been here.
A record
And,
in terms of fewest, right?
Fewest, yes. We expected more just because of the pandemic and whatnot, but I think from what my thoughts were that just because the state kind of stepped in and helped people, that a lot of people knew they probably wouldn't get relief through their assessments. So the hearings are over, all completed, and we'll have results within probably a couple months. It takes them a bit to process, and they're kind of still lagging behind because of COVID. But overall, they went well. Right now, we're playing catch up with lots of new construction, finishing out Prairie Commons and Lincoln Valley. So that'll help with the tax base a little bit. A lot of permits and a lot of sales to catch up on too. And things keep coming in from the county because they were behind as well. So we're pretty constantly busy. It's more so than ever, really.
You getting a lot of permits then?
Yeah, a lot of permits, and now we attach listings to our parcels, so we get a lot of good information. You know, we can tell now if these houses, they go in and remodel and flip them so fast, they don't even pull permits most of the time.
Wow.
So we don't know until we get in it, we look it up on the listing, and you know, people are selling these homes for an easy $100,000 more. So those we found in this day that remodeled homes are selling for a lot more than a home that hasn't been. So that's vital for our reassessing. And you pull a permit and you are an owner occupied, you get an exemption for 4 years. So you don't pay taxes on that amount for 4 years. But if you're just buying it, don't live in it, flip it, you don't get the exemption. So that's pretty much it. So, anyone has any questions?
Any questions about the assessor's office?
No.
I might just add that you notice that in the payment of the bills, Kelly Fisher, who is in the assessor's office, has been taking classes and studying, so she's going to step up.
Yeah, she wants to be certified to do Riley and I do, and maybe we can delegate more responsibility. Yeah, a much bigger. We're a team. I always consider all of us a team, and I'm happy to hear that she wants to stay and she enjoys her job, and we all do actually. I love my job.
How about a road commissioner's report?
It's getting to be kind of a slow time of the year. We're finishing up brush will be last pickup this week. We pickup will start possibly next week, but more likely the week after. We'll look to see what's out. Trying to get the balance of our salt in from last year. Been slow, 2 months to get a load in. We're almost there. And then we start get the equipment switched over for sure. Transition time.
Snow will be here before you know it.
Yeah.
Could be. It's out west. But you're not out skiing.
Didn't know.
Didn't know it was gonna snow.
You did Colorado.
Any questions of the road commissioner? All righty, the next item on the agenda is public participation. I don't see any public, so we probably have no public participation. The next item is old business, which is really just a report. So on the supervisor's report that I circulated before the meeting, all the checks and agreements have gone out to all of those agencies. The entire budget amount of $125,000 has been spent. Fox Valley Food for Health is a new agency for us and was funded in cooperation with the Batavia Rotary Club. There will be a special presentation in the Rotary meeting on October 19th. If anybody's interested in attending, you can have the Zoom login, if you ask me. The other things that were potentially cooperative efforts with Rotary Club is not ready to act on any of those immediately. So we simply funded the Batavia Food Pantry, Batavia RSVP, and Batavia United Way in the amounts that we had budgeted. So we have spent, and there's a list of those agencies that we have funded, and to the tune of $125,000. Any questions regarding what we're doing there? Probably just for BATV too. I think this is something that we can be very proud of as a township. Many townships have their own food pantries, senior centers, youth centers, all, various programs that they do themselves. It's been our idea, our position, that why should we do something ourselves if there are other agencies that are doing it in the community? So that's what we're doing.
I like the list.
Good. New business, we have been asked to appoint a person to the Batavia 708 board. Ellen Notke, who we appointed a couple months ago, has resigned. And so we have a new appointee, somebody who's interested, a Kimberly Tarver, who among other things is a physical therapist who teaches at Elgin Community College. I think she was in attendance at the 708 board meeting, which met on Thursday, October 7th. They will next meet on Thursday, February 17th. So, Trustee West, do you have anything to add since you're on that
Sure.
board?
Yes,
Good.
you already introduced her, so I won't go there. The audit for the 708 board was very well, the audit people said it was a very good audit, and financial strength is, they're where they should be, or above board, of course, with everything, and they were really impressed by their paperwork, or their their filing of all the papers that they requested. It was an excellent audit. They are, by year's end, they have a bit, they are going to probably have 2 of the 3 buildings that they own sold to AID. They do have signed contracts for those. There's a 3rd building that is also verbally been offered to be purchased, and they're waiting on a signed contract for that one. The building happens to house the 708 board members and office staff, and they are going to have a 10-year lease, so they will have a place to operate. So things are looking pretty good. Howard again was voted in as president, and Sue Kroll is now the secretary. And that's it.
Very good. So, I'd like to entertain a motion to appoint Kimberly Tarver to the Batavia 708 board.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by John.
So moved.
How about a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Tusana. Clerk, call the roll.
West,
Yes.
Donnet,
Yes.
Jusana,
Yes.
Tracy.
Yes. Is there any trustee reports? Trustee West has already given his report on the 708 boards. Is there anything else
No,
that anybody
that was
wants?
too long. I hemmed and hawed too much.
That's okay. I just want to make a couple comments about the supervisor's report, which I distributed. There's some upcoming events, general assistance training in Rockford that Layla and Tammy's going to go with her. So we can have her do general assistance
I'll help you out if you need it.
on October the 22nd. And I want to remind you, I'm sure you have it on your calendar, Wednesday, October 27th is the Township Officials of Kane County dinner at 5 o'clock at the Lincoln Inn. And I fully anticipate that Batavia Township will be the best represented township there. I'm going, Penny's going, Chris Long, Tammy Kavanaugh, Riley Kavanaugh, Kelly Fisher, Walt Donnet and Barb Donnet, Troy Tusana and Ann Tusana, John West and Karen West. And I will check with, I haven't heard from Tom Sharp to see if he's going. So we'll see you there. On Thursday, November 4th is always very popular annual chamber mayor's breakfast at 7:30 a.m. at the Lincoln Inn. If anybody else besides myself, Chris, Tammy, and Layla is interested in going, let me know, and I will make reservations for you through the chamber. You want to go?
Yeah.
Good. I will add Walt. And
When do you have to know by?
Oh, next couple weeks.
Okay.
Okay. We should do it probably actually in the next week if we can.
Okay.
Just by way of announcement, Penny and I will be out of town all next week too. So let's see. The annual TOI conference, virtual conference. If you look in the October Township perspective, you'll see if anybody wants, it's virtual. You get, by Zoom. Layla and I are going to attend most of it from here. If anybody else is interested in participating, logging in, let me know and I'll pay the requisite $99. I won't, the township will. I just want to mention a couple other things. There are a couple main big things that I've been working on. One is I've been meeting with our state representatives, and I will continue to do so, to gather support to amend the process by which the assessor's bonus is done in the state of Illinois. I think I have some support so far from our representatives Keith Wheeler and Maura Hirschauer, and I'm going to continue to work on that with our other state representatives and the other townships in Kane County. The other thing that I've been doing, along with a couple other township folks in Kane County, there's a Kane County Board committee called the American Rescue Plan Committee that are making recommendations to the county board how to spend about $130 million of federal money. And it's what we're trying to argue is that townships should not be ignored. Those are interesting meetings. If anybody else wants to go, let me know. I did attend also the Batavia Chamber Harvest Celebration, where we received a membership milestone. Batavia Township has been a member of the Chamber for 20 years, actually longer than that, but this is what our thing says. We were the only 20-year group recognized. So, any questions about anything that I mentioned? No? Good. Then, I think our next meeting will be on November the 9th. Second Tuesday in November.
Nice early one.
Right. It's about as early as we can get.
Yep.
Almost. I guess we could be on the 8th.
One day.
All right. Any other questions or concerns, matters to be brought before the Township Board? If not, then I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting.
Good.
Second.
And seconded by Donnet. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. We shall adjourn.
See you next month.
Thank you.